Sides will have an opportunity to address the jury for the final time before they get the case, and the Ali's, mom and dad's, fate will be in that jury's hands. Joseph Tully watching with us in San Francisco, trial lawyer there. Let's break it down. If you're representing dad, we'll start there. What is your argument today before this jury gets the case?
Well, I don't think it was set up well during trial, but when I go to trial, I like to have a target. You have to give the jury a target, something to look at least. In this case, he's being charged with attempted murder. That's a very serious charge. There's a perfect setup, in my opinion, for attempted voluntary manslaughter, meaning heat of passion. The child had ran away. The parents were upset. And then when he saw her with a boyfriend, he snapped, and it would have been, attempted voluntary manslaughter, which is a much less serious charge, and attempted voluntary manslaughter is much less serious than voluntary manslaughter. So I would have gone with that as a target, and I would have set it up during trial and argued the heck out of it, or be prepared to argue the heck out of it during closing today.
What about mom? It seems as though the case against her is very thin, but she's sitting next to dad, and there's a real danger when you are, tried together with someone else that both go down with the ship with the same charges. What's your take on mom, the strength of the case against her, and what do you do now in closings to maybe get some separation?
So I think, yeah, you're correct. The case against mom is much weaker than the case against father. But same thing, I would have set it up during trial a little differently, with all due respect to the defense here. We have here a perfect situation where dad is accused of being a maniac, a violent, oppressive person. Why wouldn't you set mother up? Why wouldn't you have used the daughter to say, look, your dad is very controlling. He controlled you, tried to control you. He controlled your mother, too. Isn't that true? Did she have a lot of choice? I would have used the daughter as a witness for the defense, in this case, for the mother, and argued that, mother is basically an oppressed person, a victim of domestic violence herself. I would have brought in experts during trial to show that and to prove that. And you'd be looking at a much different closing argument than I think we're going to see today.
Yeah, and you wonder if she had the final say in the defense and didn't want to go down that road for whatever reason, because it seemed to be non-existent, that argument that, mom is different than dad. And usually in a case like this, you do get that other attorney that gets up, and every single witness, they use that opportunity to remind the jury, saying, but this has nothing to do with mom. This, none of that during this. So we'll see on the closings whether or not that is hit home by the defense attorney representing mom. Both will get a chance to address the jury. Again, expecting that about a half an hour or so from now for everybody to convene. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at Fatima Ali's boyfriend.
Classify the condition pneumomediastinum as it applies to Fatima?
I would say it was a mild presentation of it that resolved completely by the next day. Okay.
And given what you know, was this condition going to ever cause her death or kill her?
No.
All right. Again, that was the only witness to take the stand on behalf of either one of the two defendants. Joseph Tully still watching along with us. I guess that's a good witness to bring on, but the only witness, is there a danger in closing arguments, which we're waiting for in about 10 minutes here, of if anyone from the defense says, we heard from the doctors, no big deal, she wasn't going to die. And you juxtapose that with the video, the bus driver, the other eyewitnesses that said it was scary, he had her in a death grip.
Yeah, so it's frustrating watching this because, yeah, the jury doesn't like minimization. You have to accept responsibility for what was going on. Here you have three bystanders who are unconnected to anything, all talking about the father having his arm around the daughter, choking her. The whole cross-examination on the boyfriend was good, but it was minimizing things. But the point is, he's not being charged with attacking the boyfriend, and therefore, they did a very good job of developing self-defense against the boyfriend. He's accused of choking his daughter. There are people talking about his arm around her neck, her eyes rolling in the back of her head, and her appearing like she couldn't breathe. You have to deal with it. You can't minimize it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the closing arguments, to what extent the defense leans into that. It's going to be fascinating to see what her defense is, mom's, and what the argument is there, and then also dad's, and then the state. The state we can pretty much anticipate. Joseph Tully, as always, thank you for your valuable time. Coming up, the closing arguments in Washington